All right. Let me
try to pull up the stream for any questions.
there we are. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to our how to eliminate motivation long-term discussion. I think you guys are going to get a lot out of this one. This is a basically a topic that Zach and I love. We've been talking about it a lot lately, and we talk about it a lot in Unleash Your Legacy as well, because we don't feel like you can get enough mindset and motivation talk. So this will be a fun one for you guys that are chiming in. If you're brand new to our group, welcome. We do these every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to hit everything that we talk about in our mini course. We go over that in depth inside here. So if you've already opted into our mini course and you went through that, we go even deeper on that stuff inside of our live streams in here. One thing that I would encourage you to do is go ahead and smash that friend request button on my profile at least. That way you can get the notification when Facebook tells you that we're live. You'll be more likely to see a lot of our content in the group as well if you have that on, or if you smash that friend request button. So just so you know, what we'll do is we'll spend a little while talking about mindset, talking about motivation, ways that you can eliminate motivation long-term, developing that long-term discipline that every single one of us wants and needs in order to have long-term success. And then we'll spend a few minutes at the end talking about what we do, what we help men with, and how the structure of our program works, and really invite you to have a conversation with us if you feel like you're a guy that needs what we potentially have. We believe in what we do strongly. The results that we're cranking out inside of our private programs these guys are crushing it week in and week out. We're averaging over 100 pounds of fat loss every month in a very tiny community. And we couldn't be more proud of the culture we built over there. And so if that's something that you would like to hear more about, it might be worth having that conversation with us. So that's all I have. If you're brand new, if you're tuning in, let us know where you're from in the comments. Also, let us know if you can hear us. I believe that we are loud and clear right now. But if we're having any technical difficulties, which we've had before, just drop a comment and we'll try to get that fixed. So with all that being said, let us know where you're tuning in from. Say what's up in the comments. We love to connect with you guys, love to communicate with you guys, and help you as much as we possibly can over here in our free group. With all that said, we're going to dive into some mindset, man. We're going to talk motivation, mindset. This is fresh on our mind. We actually went deep on this inside of our coaching call yesterday with our private clients. So you guys are gonna get a lot of the same value tonight. So we're excited to dive in. Zach, what's up, my man? I feel like we've been talking about this a lot, but I feel like this is also something that we talk about a lot, just because this is like my favorite topic. We both love nutrition, but mindset is like the most fascinating piece, right?
It is, man. What's up, dude? Doing great. Just went to the gym, did a little bit of, the thing that I hate, cardio, but you got to get it done, man. So I just got back from that, took a shower, hopping on here. I love these calls, and this is a great topic, man. I mean, you could never not talk about this without it just being impacting somebody, because this is just so important when it comes to health and fitness, dude. Like, people just don't realize how important this is.
No, 100%. And what I'll say there, and we can kind of get into, I want to share a little bit about my story, because I have vivid memories of trying to find the motivation, always searching for external sources of motivation. But you mentioned the gym, so I'm going to go there for a second. For some reason, and I don't know if it's the culture and seeing these guys win, but for some reason I went into this week with a mentality that I was going to step it up a little bit. I feel like, I'm pretty dialed in. You and I are both pretty dialed in, and we don't miss many workouts, but not every one of my workouts. I don't feel like I do have the 1% better mentality every time I go, because I go so often, right? You and I probably average if we average it out 4 or 5 times a week, you're talking 12 to 1,500 workouts a year. If you do the math. So that's, that was way off. Whoa. Let's back up. 450, a couple hundred workouts a year. That was way off, dude.
After I was going to be like, hey, dude, I don't know about your math, but
yeah. At least I caught it and corrected myself. Still, a couple hundred workouts a year. And we talk about this too, is like, what we do is not always fun. It can be monotonous, can be mundane. But I think the reality is the topic of tonight, cutting through the motivation. You and I have been at this 10, 15 plus years where we've been pretty dialed in. And the only reason, and we pound the table on this all the time, the only reason that we're here is because we were consistent long enough to develop the long-term discipline. I don't have to rely on motivation. In fact, when I'm not motivated, I can sense it immediately. And that means I'm going to do more to cut through that and fight through it. So you mentioned the gym today, though. And so I went into this week thinking, you know what, man, like those guys are crushing it. It's time for me to take my workouts to another level. And in saying that, today was leg day. And so I had that same mentality of you. And I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to be stepping it up. And this is the day where I want to like take a step back. But I got in there, got it done, and I had a great workout. And I was talking to one of our clients today, and I told him that the most massive amount of growth that will ever happen for you when it comes to mindset is that when you least want to do something, you tried your hardest to talk yourself out of it, but you still force yourself to do it. That's where massive growth happens. And so I want to get into a little bit of that, but so let's go back to our stories, because let's talk about when you were trying to get consistent, when you had the chipmunk cheeks, the marriage, the whole thing that you go back to. What was that like? Like, do you remember those times where you just couldn't get consistent? Like, put yourself back in those shoes and talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, dude, when I started getting out of shape, it happened so slowly that I didn't realize I was getting out of shape, right? Until all of a sudden it's the end of the year and you're just like, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
And getting back into the habit of working out and making better health conscious decisions when it comes to my eating and you know, trying to sleep better and trying to reduce my stress, all that good stuff, the things we talk about all the time. It was a little tough, man. It was a little tough because I kind of took a few steps backwards, right? We talk about building these behaviors and these lifestyle habits, and that's really what makes things, that gets us that consistent progression over time. I regressed. So it took a lot more effort out of me to start getting these habits back in, you know, because it's very, very, very easy to make the bad choices. It doesn't take
also easy to make the good choices if you do it enough, right? Like that's
right.
The thing that people don't understand, but I agree with you. I wanted to interject that because it's easy to it's easy to get out of it, but it's also easy to get with it. You know, and I don't know if you've read the book, The Slight Edge. It's about things that it's a great book, and I need to go read it again. It's about doing the little things in life that are going to pay off for you down the road. And I feel like health is such a big part of that because it's so easy to do one workout. It's so easy to eat one healthy meal, so easy to drink a little bit of water. But when you start stacking these up and that compounding effect happens, that's where the magic truly happens. But the reverse is also true, which we talked about, like the negative compounding effect. So it sounds like you were dealing with some of that.
Yeah, man, it's something I actually always talk about, right? Like you can have a positive feedback loop or a negative one. And when I was in that negative feedback loop, oh my goodness, it was terrible. But once I started getting back into the rhythm of things, I was like, oh damn, I'm feeling good. I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. Like everything is just better. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel like my old self again. Right. And is this something we talked about before? Remember, we talked about how so many people, it's weird how, or sad really, how so many people think that feeling unhealthy is a normal thing now. It's not, right?
It's like, and that's that post that I put out. It's like this accepted thing. It's like, there's so many overweight guys that we talk to. And I will tell you that when we get on the phone with some guys, like they're like, oh, I only want to lose 30 pounds. And I ask height and weight. And I'm like, dude, you really need to lose like 70. Why only 30? It's just
and even, I'll even tell you right now, if you need to lose 30 pounds to be technically like in a healthy weight range, you're technically having a BMI of 30 or over, which means you are technically obese.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
Even if it's just 30 pounds, that's a significant amount of weight, guys.
Yeah, because especially as men, dude, that all stores right over our heart, right over our visceral organs. And that's where massive amount of damage happens quickly. That's just the reality. I mean, I remember, you know, and this ties into the company name here, because I remember back when I was in the ICU and we had guys that would come in who just only had a dad bod. At the time, dad bod wasn't really a term, but they would come in and they were only 25 or 30 pounds overweight. You and I look at somebody like that and it's just a beer gut, right? Like they don't typically look obese, but dude, we carry it all in our abdomen, all in our gut, right over those visceral organs. And that's why it's so crucial that this toxic mentality, it's got to be stopped, because if you are only 30 pounds, only 20 pounds overweight, dude, like you're a ticking time bomb if you don't start addressing that, unless you have perfect genetics, which will help you get somewhere. But dude, like only 20 pounds. So going back to the post, okay, we'll tie that in, because here's the thing, is that when you have this mentality of, well, I guess I'm just supposed to be overweight. I've been this way so long that this is just my life. Here's what people don't realize. And our bodies are amazing at compensation. Okay. They're amazing at compensation for many things. You get hurt, it's going to do everything it can to heal that area naturally, so that you can have a speedy recovery. If you get sick, if you get type 2 diabetes, your body is going to do everything on the inside to fight this thing off until you have to go to the hospital, because most of these people don't even realize they're sick, because it's such a slow process, because your body's doing its damnedest to compensate, right? And so it's almost as if we have this, I don't even know the term to use, but like this, I don't want to go there because I can't think of the right word to use here, but it saddens me to think that men are walking around right now thinking, I've been 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight my whole life. This is just how I'm supposed to be. Like, what is that?
No, absolutely. It's absolutely not the way it's supposed to be. It's just absolutely the way that you've been living, right?
Yeah.
And that's not how anybody should live. Like you said, man, these guys, like you're a ticking time bomb. So if you have a BMI of 25 or over, meaning you're 25 pounds heavier than what a healthy weight would be, given your height and your weight, that means you're overweight. If you're 30 and above, that means you're obese.
Right.
So, dude, Jason touched on it too. He talked about the whole, the visceral organs, the visceral fat. There's a direct correlation between having higher amounts of visceral fat, which is the fat that's between your belly area and the organs. There's a layer of fat there. And there's a direct correlation between having more chronic illnesses and more visceral fat there. So only 30 pounds could be the difference between you getting some type of, like, I don't know, type 2 diabetes or whatever.
It's basically heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease.
Whatever it may be. There's a ton of chronic diseases out there, right? So that only 30 pounds is the difference between you getting one of those things and having some kind of life-changing event happen where you might have to be on some medication for X amount of time if you never, or even more if you don't fix it.
Or how about a heart attack and not making it? Because I will tell you, as somebody who has done CPR on many, many, many men, that's 50 cents on men, amen, right?
Yeah.
I had
many men.
Yeah. So I have vivid memories, and I've talked about this on many live streams before, but being right there in the ICU with guys that are in their early 40s with only the dad bod. I'm doing CPR with family members right there, hoping that dad's going to make it out of the hospital, right? You have a massive heart attack at 45 and it has heart muscle damage, dude, your whole life just changed drastically. It's not just put a stent in and go on about your way. Now you have heart muscle damage, which is causing you to have a lower ejection fraction, which is essentially the beginning of congestive heart failure. If you want to go down that road, like there are so many terrible things. So this is a dark conversation. I didn't think we were going to go there, but man, it's so necessary.
It goes wherever we go, right? The conversation just goes where it goes, depending on what we're talking about, man.
And that's the sad part. Like, dude, what we do has a, like it's a life and death thing if you don't take it seriously. So let's talk motivation. Let's get back to this because
how can we help these guys, dude?
Yeah, how can we help these guys? Is exactly the question I was about to ask you. You read my mind, but we do that a lot now. So the reality is this. All right. Why? Okay. I'll just tell you, let me take a step back because when I was battling my 60-pound, beer gut and man boobs that I still am totally embarrassed anytime I see that picture. I'm like, dude, I literally had, like, I could have worn a bra. Like it was, I had a friend one time ask me that, dude, like, are you going to get a bra soon? That hurts, right? Like at that time, it didn't really hurt because I was drinking all the time. I was covering it up. I was not in a good place. And so I just let it float right away. But deep down inside, I knew that guy in the mirror was capable of a lot more. I knew that wasn't who I wanted to be. I knew that being fat and out of shape and undesirable to my wife and feeling like shit all the time was not who I wanted to be. And so I decided to do something about it, and I decided to make a change. But I'll tell you in the beginning, this is where the motivation really got me when I finally realized that this is not something that I can rely on. Amazon Prime doesn't deliver motivation to our doorstep. And so I remember sitting on the curb, and I did this many, many times out in Abilene, Texas, little western town not too far from Lubbock, right? So I'm out there. My wife is in pharmacy school and I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm like, dude, I got to do something. Like my wife's making comments to me. They were nice. She's like, hey, we got this gym. Do you want to maybe try it out? I'm like, nah, who needs a gym, right? I'm cool. So here's the thing. I would sit on the curb. I would put my headphones in. And Zach, I would spend 25, 30 minutes just trying to get enough oomph to get up and go do a mile jog. Like that was where I was at because I was trying to find motivation and I wasn't ready for change yet. I was just like, I got to do something. I got to do something. And it wasn't until I did some soul searching and realized, okay, I've got to have something that is much bigger than just I want to get in shape. I realized that I wanted to lead by example for my eventual kids. I wanted to be a better leader for my family. And I wanted to be able to perform sexually for my wife and not feel out of breath going up a flight of stairs, right? Living off of energy drinks. All of that happened to me. And I had to set it aside for a minute and think about, okay, how am I going to do this? So fast forward to today, where you and I both sit here with our fit, easy life with the six packs and all this that some guys think. At the end of the day, dude, like this shit is not easy, right? Like this is hard, but so is that life. And so we talk about choosing our hard wisely a lot because there's no easy life. The fit life is hard and the fat life is hard. You got to choose which one appeals to you more. Being healthy and doing all these things with my active family appeals to me a lot more than being a deadbeat on the couch, not having any energy after a day's worth of work, right? So with all that being said, let's go back to the consistency piece because I think I would love for you to, let's go to the discipline thing. Let's talk the discipline points because I think you do a good analogy there. I think these guys will get a lot of value out of that. And then we can talk about how you and I have been able to really battle through the lack of motivation because you and I talk about it all the time. I wasn't motivated to do leg day to day, but it was easy to go. Right? All I had to do is get through those gym doors. Nobody wants to do that. Right. But how do we stop from talking ourselves out of workouts and out of things that we know we should do, eating that next healthy meal, drinking the gallon of water or whatever that goal is for your day, being active on days where you're not in the gym, prioritizing sleep and stress management and all the things we pound the table on. How do we stop talking ourselves out of that?
All right, here we go. All right, guys. So check this out, man. One thing that I like to talk about is the fact that I'm no different from you. You're no different from Jason and Anthony and everybody else that's here. We're all the same, right? We all have the same amount of time in a day. We all have the same amount of discipline. It's just a matter of where we allocate what Jason said, disciplinary points. It's what the term I like to use. So we'll put it this way. I'll give you an example, okay? We all have 10 units of discipline to use every single day towards behaviors that are going to make us better or worse. Now, in the beginning, it takes a lot more effort. So here, again, I'll give an example. I've been going to the gym for a long time. So if I go to the gym, let's say out of my 10 disciplinary points, it takes me only 1 point because I've been doing it so long. It's easy. It's like clockwork for me. But for somebody who's starting their fitness journey, it may be very hard for them to get in the gym. It might be daunting. They might be confused. They might not know where to start or what to do, but they know they got to get moving, right? So they go to the gym and that takes like 5 disciplinary points. So what happens over time is confidence comes with proficiency. It comes with being good at something and getting better at something and keeping the promises that you make to yourself, right? So this is what's going to happen. Over time, you're going to go to the gym. And now instead of taking up 5 whole points, like half of the whole discipline that you like, all the discipline you have for the day, it's going to take 4, then 3, then 2, then eventually 1. And you're just like me and Jason, where it's just part of your lifestyle and it's your minimum set of standards.
It's who you are and what you expect of yourself.
Exactly. So I want to let you guys know, for the people out there that think that people like me and Jason are just gifted with great genetics. We're not. We're just like you guys. Jason was 60 pounds overweight. I was 50 pounds overweight. I thought I would never get out of shape my entire life. Next thing you know, I'm the fattest I've ever been during my wedding.
You said it took a long time, but that shit felt like it happened overnight.
Yeah,
right?
It happened over the course of a year, but I didn't realize how fat I was until I looked back at my wedding photos and I was like, shit, these are the photos everyone's going to remember.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang this shit up in my house.
That guts hanging over the belt.
I don't even have wedding photos around my house, man. Forget that. But So check this out, guys. This is how it works. It's hard in the beginning. That's all you have to realize. It's just hard. That's just the way it works. But as you continue to keep the promises you make to yourself, as you continue to do the things that you need to do, that's going to make you better, it becomes easier and easier and easier. But what you don't want to do is get to 0 disciplinary points, okay? Because when you tap out and you start going negative, that means you're doing too much too soon. And when you do too much too soon, it goes to shit. It goes to hell. You start eating everything. You say, forget the gym. I'm over this shit. You stay up late. You wake up early. You do all kinds of crazy stuff. That's actually the opposite. You're doing too much too soon. Yep. So guys, I think for you, the best thing for you to do to start taking action now is find out what it is that you want to become good at, that you want to create a habit. Is it make better choices with your eating? Is it start being more active and start going to the gym? Is it starting to get your stress and your sleep under control? Whatever it may be, choose one behavior and focus on it.
I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you, is you just hit on the 4 pillars, and that's, that's obviously what we pound the table for week in and week out. That's what we teach. That's who we are. That's what we stand for. If you want to call us the Optimal Health Guys, that's what we do, man. I've been signing some of our ads, the Optimal Health Guys, which it has a little ring to it, right? So
it's not just about looking good, right? It's about being healthy.
Dude, it's optimizing your health, dude. You want to be a high performer. You want to have the energy for your family, your kids to do better, more things in life. You want to be a better leader in the community. You want to be able to go out and throw the football around with your grandson, not just your son, but your grandson. Do you want to live the life of an active person and not be on the couch eating chips and watching Netflix all day? Like, there's a choice here, right? And so you talked about the 4 pillars though. And when you optimize all 4, that's where the magic happens. We talked about 5, and we won't go too deep into the sleep and the stress piece. Everybody in here's heard the saying, you can't outwork a bad diet. Well, you also can't outwork hormones. You're fighting an uphill battle when you're trying to outwork cortisol and you're trying to battle against ghrelin all the time. If you're not getting your sleep and your stress under control, guys, you got to prioritize those 2 things. All right. If you want to eliminate the need for motivation in the future, but you're running on fumes all the time because you're sleeping 5 hours, like Zach mentioned, or you don't have any kind of strategies in place for stress management so that you're keeping your stress minimal to none on a day-to-day basis, I'm not telling you that things in life aren't going to happen that are stressful, because they are. You got to expect the unexpected, but you also have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Shit is going to happen. Shit is going to hit the fan sometimes, and you are going to be stressed out. There are stressful events that happen in my life all the time. I got a 6-year-old right now that I don't know what I'm going to do with in terms of discipline. We started him in karate to start to help that. But I will tell you, man, like that's always going to be there. Life is always going to happen. And when you have something in place to stay on top of your stress and to make sure that you're prioritizing sleep, these peaks and valleys of stress become a lot less. Something major stressful happens in your life, you're already ahead of the 8 ball instead of being behind the 8 ball in terms of managing that, which is such a crucial aspect of your health journey. Just do not ignore those 2 things. But you said something there that I really want to hammer home, because I will tell you is like, if you can systemize these habits, which is what we teach, you establish long-term discipline with those things: sleep, stress management, nutrition, fitness. If you get those as a system in your life and they just become autopilot to you, you wake up every single day knowing that you're going to dominate your day, and your health habits don't take much bandwidth. They don't take many discipline points, like Zach said, because you've already established the system. It's now a routine. These are now built-in habits of the man that you know you want to be and the man you know you're capable of becoming. You've got to put in the effort and the work now to eventually fulfill your potential as a man. Not a single one of you guys has fulfilled your potential as a man yet. If you believe you have, this probably isn't the group for you, because we're all about growth. Zach's growing. I'm growing. Anthony's growing. Our team, our company, our families are growing. We're all about growth. If you think that you've fulfilled your potential as a man and that's your ceiling, probably not our guys, right? And that's okay. But we're all about growth, dude. You got to believe that there's a better life for you in some area of your life, whether that's health, business, career, relationships. You always have the opportunity to grow. Okay. So with all that being said, you mentioned the following through with your micro commitments. I will tell you that we are very big on leveraging what we call Momentum Monday, or Monday Momentum. A lot of you guys talk about Motivation Monday. I don't believe in Motivation Monday, because I'm not going to watch a motivational video or look at a motivational meme and have that be the thing that starts my week. I know that I can't rely on that. But if you leverage Momentum Monday, you lay the foundation early in the week, you start to eliminate excuses for the rest of the week. because like Zach said, when you follow through with your micro commitments, you tell yourself you're going to the gym on Monday, get your happy ass to the gym on Monday. You tell yourself you're going to eat healthy, you're going to do things for your body, not to your body, but for your body, to serve your body at a higher level, treating it like the what do they call the temple that it is. Then you got to lay the foundation early in the week, guys. I will tell you that eliminates excuse making. That starts the momentum train going for you instead of against you. And now you've got something that you can start to lay the ground floor on getting to where you want to be. But if you stop following through with the micro commitments, here's what happens. And this is one thing that this has helped me tremendously in my life. Let me ask you this first. Are you guys getting value out of this? If you're getting value, drop the word value in the comments. I feel like this is the jam. This is our shit. This is what we love to talk about. And every single one of us in here can benefit from more mindset and motivation. So here's the thing. And Zach, I want you to add your thoughts to this, because we talked about this a little bit on the podcast, is that we talked about the compounding effect of positive decisions. And we've also talked the compounding effect of negative decisions. The more that you can follow through with the promises and the micro commitments that you make to yourself, the more that your brain, your subconscious mind, starts to trust you. But the more that you make these commitments, hey, I'm going to get to the gym on Monday, I'm going to start my healthy lifestyle on Monday. You do that for a week or two, you're okay. Do that for a month or two, you start to have a bigger problem on your hands. You do that for a few years, your brain doesn't even trust you anymore. You're telling yourself you're going to go to the freaking gym on Monday, and you've lied now for 65 weeks in a row. Dude, why would your subconscious even think? It's like so easy now to talk yourself out of the workout because you've been lying to yourself for that long. So let's expand on that, because the negative compounding effect is what a lot of guys in this group are dealing with because they've been making bad choices for too long.
Yeah. So that's literally exactly what I was going to talk about too. I was going to say, look, if somebody lies to you guys, like they lie to you, that trust is broken, right? And now they're a liar. It works with ourselves too. Yes. If we continuously lie to ourselves, we literally stop believing in ourselves. It sounds corny and cliche, but you literally have to believe in yourself to go forth with what you say you're going to do. You literally have to. Otherwise, you do get into that negative feedback loop, and you're just like, you just keep pushing it more and more and more. And then you drink more, you sleep less, you stop working out like I did. And then you next thing you know, you're fat and overweight, during your wedding.
Yep. So and you start drowning your problems out, dude. You talked about the drinking.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I drank the most alcohol that year in my life. I'll tell you
I was a big drinker when I was fat too, dude. I was doing my dinner every night. I'd go over to my buddy's house and I would do 2 double cheeseburgers from Burger King and a 6-pack of Keystone Tall Boys. And that would be my dinner each night.
Cute. So that's nothing.
Burger King, 2 Burger Kings, like basically 9 beers every night, 5 days a week. So stupid. But anyway,
look. So and guys, so if you lie to yourself, you're going to eventually stop believing yourself. So the way to get out of that is doing exactly what I said, or just choose one habit. All right. Too many people, they're like, they hit rock bottom, right? And they're like, I look like shit. I feel like shit. I feel embarrassed to take my shirt off in front of my wife, whatever that rock bottom might be for you. And all of a sudden they try to flip their life 180 degrees, and they're like, all right, I'm going to run every morning and I'm going to eat only healthy food and this, that.
Lasts about 2 weeks.
It works for 2 weeks. And then you're like, oh man, this sucks ass.
Can't sustain
this.
You
stop. Yeah. It's unsustainable because you did too much too soon. Going back to the discipline points I was talking about. So guys, if you want to get out of a rut, if you're hitting rock bottom, if you need to make changes now, understand that you need to make changes, but you first need to make a change. Okay. Singular versus plural. Let's focus on one thing at a time, because when you start compounding that one singular win, you're going to be like, oh, I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. I'm starting to believe in myself. What else can I do to
that momentum train is powerful, dude.
Yes.
And so
you're getting that positive feedback loop.
Yeah. And look, I talked about how our body compensates really, really well, especially for sickness and disease. It does everything that it can. The human body is an amazing thing, and it tries to fight off those things. But it's also an amazing thing when it comes to reversing that script, right? When you go from sick to well, dude, your body will reward you so heavily in the beginning. Those first couple weeks, do you remember when you first started out, like after a workout, yeah, it sucked, but like how good you'd feel. And you're like, man, I need some more of that in my life. When you started to fuel your body for performance and fuel your body with real foods to get through your workouts and be strong through that, like that that's just a different world, right? And so when you, in the beginning, when your body starts to like, oh, wow, you're going to fuel me with that. I need more of that. I don't want the 87 octane anymore. I want the 93 because I'm a Lamborghini. I'm not a freaking Honda Accord, right? And no knock. Let's go 1984 Honda Accord. If you drive a Honda Accord, that was not a knock at you. There was a Lamborghini reference. But with that being said, you start to feel better, right? And then you start to see changes. You start to feel changes in your clothes. Then not long after that, other people start to take notice. And now you're on this roll, right? Now you got the momentum train for you. However, the only way to eliminate the need for motivation long-term, in my opinion, is truly being consistent with those 4 pillars for as long as you possibly can until it just becomes who you are, right? Yeah. It's who you are. It's what you do. People ask me all the time, how do you stay consistent? Well, I mean, I'm alive, dude. I'm grateful that I get another chance at life each and every day when I wake up. Why am I not going to take care of myself? And you know, and I have my flaws. I'm not going to tell you I'm a perfect human when it comes to health, but I do my damnedest to try to maintain some semblance of a very healthy physique so that I can lead by example, but also have the energy to do all the things that we do. Not only to serve our clients at a high level, keep up with my family, keep up with my kids, do the active things that I like to do on the weekend. I'm not a guy who likes to sit on the couch and watch TV, dude. I cut TV out of my life. I can't tell you the last time I actually watched a TV show. I like to do active shit. If I'm going to do active stuff, I can't be 60 pounds overweight on the couch and struggling with my energy levels. And that's just it. And so you know, what is that core motivating factor inside of you right now? Why are you here? Why are you on this live stream? Why do you want to get better? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Might be surface level. Might just be, I want to be confident and take my shirt off and look in the mirror and feel good. Cool. That's your thing.
Perfectly fine.
Your thing. Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine answer.
Yeah. If that's your driving motivator, totally cool. For me, this is my purpose, my passion, my mission is to help change the lives of as many men as we possibly can. And until I do that, and until I'm satisfied and I'm leading by example for my kids, I have many core motivators, guys. That's it, dude. And you can have one, you can have multiple, but in order to eliminate motivation, the need for motivation long-term, and quit making the excuses, quit negotiating with yourself and talking yourself out of the things you know you should be doing, you got to find that one thing that's going to continue to push you forward in those times when they get tough. Because when they get tough, that's when you're going to have to use the most amount of discipline points. That's where you're going to really have to flex that willpower muscle so that you can talk yourself into it. I had a call with one of our guys today, Dave. He was on here a little while ago. And I told him, and he's like, do you have any other advice for the motivation stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I mean, like, you need to dig deep, dude. You got to dig deep. But at the end of the day, man, it's really just comes down to getting consistent with all 4 of the pillars long enough so that you don't have to think about it anymore. The magic happens when your health habits become nearly effortless or nearly thoughtless because it's just part of what you do every single day. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You stop this live stream now. That was it. That was a wrap, dude.
Good.
That's a wrap, man. Guys, we're all the same. Like I said, in terms of discipline, me, Jason, you guys listening, we're all the same. We've just been doing this longer.
Long time.
Yep. We had to go through the point where we had to go through that time where it took us more discipline points to start creating those behaviors.
100%.
We all have to start from the ground up. We weren't just born to be fitness people. We literally grew into this by actions over the course of years and years and years of training and commitment. That's all it comes down to. Putting in the work and giving it time. One step at a time, though, guys. 1% better every day. That's all we need you guys to do. That's it.
That's it, man. If you wake up every day with a 1% better mentality, like that's it. If you can just convince yourself to do something good for your body every single day, get moving, get out and get a little natural sunlight, drink more water, make smart choices most of the time, get to bed on time. Quit trying to float by with 5 hours of sleep. That's not it. If you want to be 6 feet under earlier rather than later, keep running on fumes, dude, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's some science out there that's showing the real negative impacts of sleeping too little. A lot of Alzheimer's, dementia being tied to that. It's not a path you want to go down. And then the stress literally kills. Okay. I've seen people who are what would look to be in shape come in with a heart attack, and we get to the root cause, the core of it, This person was living the most stressful possible life they could because of a really shitty job or a really shitty career, that they were just overworked, underpaid, and just worked into the ground, and would come in and have a heart attack, not even being overweight. Like that, it literally can kill you. And so if those 4 things aren't aligned with who you want to be, the man you want to become, it's gut check time, man. You need to ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I even on this live stream? What can I do for myself tomorrow? All right. So that's what we have. If you guys got value, drop value one more time. This is one we're passionate about, as you can tell. We wear our hearts on our sleeves. We want the best for you guys, man. Like, if we're giving our time to you to help you at a high level, like that's the reality. Like, this is a free group. There's not going to be a lot of free groups out there that you can go get these kind of trainings on a week in, week out basis. And so, we do this twice a week with our private clients at a much higher level. But dude, like, soak this up and take massive action on what we're saying. Like, we're not here to blow smoke. We're not here to toot your horn or stroke your ego. We're here to help you and give you some insightful knowledge and experience that we've lived through to help potentially turn your life around. That's you might hear one nugget tonight that you take and you run with it. And that might be the thing that sets you off onto a path of better health. If that's it, dude, 100%, like, so thankful for you being here. And I hope that can change your life. That's it. So that's what we have for you guys tonight. We appreciate you being here. This is a quick commercial break. I'll read through that. You've been reading through the comments. Lots of,
I got it.
Yeah, lots of great, lots of our guys on. Cool. Love the support, man. Sean, my man, dude, that is so awesome, dude. I knew you were doing really well, but I did not know
I didn't know it was like that either, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Crushing. I love to see it, man. I love to see it.
Yeah, no, dude, that's awesome. So with all that being said, real quick, if you have any, if you loved what you heard tonight, right? You loved everything about this live stream. You love the 4 pillars. You know that you need better sleep. You know you need to manage your stress better. You know you need to dial in your nutrition. We teach you what to eat, when to eat it for maximum results. All right, we don't mess around with the nutrition. That's a whole nother topic that Zach and I are very passionate about. But all that, if you love our fitness elevation concept, where we're going to ease you in and not make you hate the word exercise, maybe we're your guys. It would be worth having a conversation with us, finding out what our partnership program is all about. Open enrollment ended at the end of last week. We do not currently have open enrollment, but having a conversation with us again, or having a conversation with us to begin with, just at finding out, hey, like, when you guys open again, am I a good match? We're going to talk about your goals. This is a 15-minute call. Talk about your goals, talk about your challenges, see if you'd be a good match, talk about what it would look like to partner together if that's something you want to do. And we can have that conversation. So if that's you, type the word HIRE, HIRE, in the comments now. And I'll either myself or one of our team members will reach out to you, most likely tomorrow. We'll have an open conversation with you in messengers, ask you a few questions, dude. If you want to get healthy, you want to optimize your health, you want to become a higher performer, you want to start dominating your days, you want to have the energy for your kids, your family, you just want to be a better version of you. Again, might be an opportunity to have that conversation with our team and see if we might be the guys to help you take you to the promised health land, if you will. Mm-hmm. So again, type the word HIRE in the comments and we'll reach out to you. We greatly appreciate you guys showing up tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you have any questions, if questions pop up in your mind, you got something you want to know about and you didn't ask it tonight, or you forgot to ask it, come back to this thread. This will be pinned at the top of the group as an announcement. Drop the question in there, and then I'll go back through there tomorrow and hit anybody who dropped a question and didn't get an answer. So we want to help you guys as much as we possibly can. So again, thanks for showing up tonight, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Crush it the rest of this week. Eliminate the need for motivation. You don't need that shit. I don't need it. Zach doesn't need it. You don't need it anymore. You now know how you can cut through that. So take this advice, run with it, and we'll see you guys over in the group tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your night.